Hello my dear brothers, today we will have 50 facts about Kaiserreich part 2. This part was made with your help in the comments. Special thanks I want to say to Luca Ventinove, who helped me with the facts for this week. And also thanks to guys in the comments who has wrote 1 or 2 facts or corrected me. Now let's start. Germany used to have their own China. Not just as a few cities on the coastline, it was a big German China in the south. It had almost the same territories as League of 8 provinces, but without northern states. Ukraine used to have Nikita Khrushchev as the leader of totalist fraction in Ukraine, and in the past you could bring only totalists to the power in Ukraine. Radical socialists and syndicalists didn't have their own focuses and options to bring them to the power. Khrushchev path is unlogical in the way that he didn't born and live in Ukraine. He was born in Kursk, it's near Ukraine, but it's still not Ukraine, and it wasn't Ukraine at any moment in the Kaiserreich. So how could he even come to Ukraine? I don't know. Philippines didn't used to be purple, they used to have a normal color. But you know what has happened, Kaiserreich developers have recolored it. Emirate Cyrenaica as well as Iraq and Syria can form the Arabian Federation. Now Turkey too has a Qadrist past as well as the Ottoman Empire, but for Turkey it's a base choice in the focus tree line of OHF revolution. For Ottoman Empire, Qadrist and the revolution is a secret path which you can find on my channel. Gabon is the only one syndicalist nation that spawns after collapse of the Deutsches Mittelafrika. Only 4 African countries can become left radicals by their own. It's Gabon, South Africa, Liberia and Tripolitania. All of these African left radicals can join the Third International. Even Gabon can do it. Wilhelm II is some sort of local Elizabeth II. He has become an emperor of Germany in 1988, and he dies around 1941-1942. That means that he was a German monarch for more than 50 years at the moment of his death. To compare, Franz Joseph I was monarch for 68 years, from 1948 to 1916. And Elizabeth II was monarch for 70 years, from 1952 to 2022. If Italian Republic collapses, you will get 2 new states, Lombardy and Venice. To 2018 we had an easy opportunity to restore the British monarchy. Lawrence of Arabia could make the counter-revolution against the leftist government in the Union of Britain, and after his counter-revolution you would get a military dictatorship, and after defeating leftists you can finally become a normal United Kingdom and join Entente. Bulgaria after coup of Zvino with right-click decisions can form its own Yugoslavia. You can find this secret path on my channel. But in fact, Bulgarian Yugoslavia is just a legalization of Bulgarian nationalism and Bulgarization on new conquered territories. For that they use the mask of Yugoslavia and liberation of all South Slavic lands. Philippines can also gain new lands in the Kaiserreich. If Dutch East Indies lose war to Insulindian rebellion, they have chance to expand into the Borneo. Canada used to annex Alaska in 9 from 10 times in the past, but 1 or 2 years ago it was changed and now Alaska stays with the Pacific states almost in every campaign. Ukraine can go to voluntary annexation by Russia if they choose the pro-Russian government and took focus the Second Pereyaslav Council, which repeat the first one that was signed in 1654. After this council, Zaporozhian Ukraine has united with Russian Tsardom. I don't know does it work now or not, but in the past Ukraine could rent Crimea Peninsula to Russia for 99 years. Of course, if they choose pro-Russian government. After defeating of Reichspakt, Morocco can finally become free and choose their new path. They can join either Cairo Pact, if they exist, or join Entente. Liberia used to have a border with Middle Africa, but after a lot of changes in the French Middle African border, now Liberia has only one neighbor – French Republic. Liberia can also expand on French lands and annex Côte d'Ivoire, Guinea and Sierra Leone. If Gandhi takes power in Bharatiya Commune and if we have a social democratic government in the Dominion of Delhi, they can peacefully unite. Time when non-violence politics of Mahatma Gandhi can work really good and effectively. Since last versions, East Turkestan can join Moscow Accord, and I didn't get that moment. Tibet holding free elections can become a totalist union. It's just something. The funniest moment is that if Tibet becomes totalist, it won't be ruled even by Tibet people. It will be ruled by Russian aristocrat Nicholas Roerark. But yeah, it's one of the schizophrenic passes that weren't deleted. Nicholas Roerark is a real one historical figure, and he has such cool biography. I can really recommend you to read his biography in Wikipedia to learn more about this man, his relation to Tibet, and understand the Secret Union Party, as well as Union of Tibet in the Kaiserreich. 14th Dalai Lama, who can become a leader of Tibet, is probably the last one alive historical person who figures in the Kaiserreich universe. You can also play as New Zealand in the Kaiserreich, but to create New Zealand you have to bring syndicalists in the Australasian Union, and only after that the Union will collapse and you can play as New Zealand, which will have war against Australia, plus you will join Entente and Canada will help you to defeat Communards in Australia. Hirohito can be killed in the Kaiserreich universe, and the next one Japanese monarch is going to be his younger brother Yasuhito. In a lot of European parties, a lot of left radicals hides with a mask of social democrats, and it's not even a joke. Just look at Lithuania, Belarus, Sweden, Norway and other European countries. In some of them, syndicalists and other left radicals takes off the mask only with the beginning of the Second World Reich and betraying the German Empire. In Sweden and Norway, left parties assumes the control of parliament with the social democratic face. Plus they have not bad popularity of totalists, radical socialists and syndicalists in the government. And after that, boom, they become left radicals and join the Third International. Carl Gustaf Emil Mannerheim can save Finland from left and right radicals and become a leader of the country with the authoritarian Democratic Party. The West Indies Federation can expand in a peaceful way. They can annex Puerto Rico after the beginning of the Second American Civil War and annex Dutch colonies in case of Dutch leftist revolution in Europe. While all Italian countries after the Second Risorgimento moves their capital right to their Rome, Kingdom of Two Sicilies prefer to have Naples as capital of United Italy. Also, Kingdom of Two Sicilies can easily annex Papal State if they get in debt too much with them. If Austria loses the war against Hungary in a case of revolution after Auxlech 1937, German Empire will annex Austria and Poland is going to annex Galicia-Lodomeria. Egypt's start of the Ottoman-Arab War is basically a small Middle Eastern Pearl Harbor made possible thanks to the syndicalist British planes. As I know, it's the only one time the Third International supports a non-syndicalist country. In the earlier versions of Kaiserreich, there were no Workers' Front of Patagonia. Instead, we had just a united Great Argentina. Scandinavia can unify in one country and it has even option to do it without the wars. But to do that, there must be no radicals in the Scandinavian countries. Afghanistan used to have a secret option of creating Mughal Empire. In nowadays versions, it's almost impossible to defeat Dominion of India as Afghanistan. Central Asian countries were changed a lot of times. Countries, borders, regions, but none of them had a unique focus tree line. In 2017 and 2018 you could easily form the Soviet Union as the Socialist Russia, but now there is no option of creating the Soviet Union as Russia. The only one country that can be balkanized in the whole South America is Brazil. Without any comments or cheats, the maximum amount of front lines that you can get as Bulgaria in 4th Balkan War is 5 front lines. Front line with Romania, Serbia, 2 front lines with Greece and 1 with the Ottoman Empire. Karl I has option to die in 1947, and finally you will have Otto I as the new monarch of Austrian Empire. Also, Mongolia used to have a lot of modern Russian lands, not only Tuva, but they even had access to the Baikal Lake. Alasharda used to have option to take part in the Russian Civil War and annex modern Kazakh lands. Before Summer 22, Sardinia wasn't actually a playable nation. They were too weak to form any normal forces, and it was a great luck to capture any Italian lands at that time. But now it's kinda easy to play as Sardinia. And this fact I want to see from you to make this third part of interesting facts about the Kaiserreich. Hope you liked these facts and got new interesting information about the Kaiserreich. Thanks for watching, and as always, bye!